We
There
are
you go.
recording.
Thank you.
We're up. So we're on live now on Facebook, Sue.
Okay,
supposedly on Monday. So just waiting for everybody to load up. We don't really don't say anything funny, Suki, until they load up. You know I don't like when you waste anything funny. So listen.
Angry sometimes when
I get so don't waste it. You can't waste a funny comment on when it's not on. Half the conversation should be on the phone.
I don't think so. I might have to disagree now.
Suk, we're back in the Odyssey Studios.
Look at us.
Once again, nobody knows we're here.
Yeah.
Here's what happens. I check the schedule. They have a lot of functions in this room.
Didn't know that.
Sales functions, advertiser functions. You know, people come in, sponsors.
Meet and greet functions.
And I go in. I go in. It's like I hack the system.
Yeah.
And right now, people think the folks from Dunkin' Donuts are in here doing a little sponsorship meeting. And so the doors are locked. We throw up our logo.
And then we're doing the show.
And we do the show. And we have people come in. We have people come in on remote. And off we go. I throw our logo up. Doesn't that look nice, Suk? This is a nice studio we're in today.
It's a great studio. It's
nice.
Beautiful. And you know what? What's great is that we have our Manhattan offices too.
Yes.
We've got offices.
We've got offices everywhere. We're like nomads. We're like the people who come to your house and sleep on the couch.
And we find places.
Yeah, because we don't really have a home a place that we call home.
But we do.
We do.
USA Today, that's our home.
Well, that's our home. That's our broadcast home. That's a big broadcast home, Sue. Yeah. Well, listen, we got a great show coming up today. James Iglehart is here, Broadway star.
Superstar.
Superstar.
Don't just say star.
Talk about Aladdin. He was the genie in Aladdin, Suki. He was in Hamilton, played 2 different parts in Hamilton. You saw Hamilton. I've still yet to see Hamilton. I'm almost embarrassed to say. Yeah. I have to see it. Of course, he's in Spam-A-Lot right now. And the big news, which, coming up later this fall, he's going to be starring as Louis Armstrong in A Wonderful World.
It's going to be an incredible show.
Yeah, and he's amazing. And he's been on some TV shows and some movies and stuff. But
the previews have come back, and it's fantastic.
Yeah, and not only that, Suki, he is a giant WWE fan.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
That means that you guys are going to have a lot to talk about.
Yeah, we're going to have a lot to talk about. Anyway, Walt, you want to start it up? Should we start? Everybody's loading up right now?
Everybody's
I think we're
loading
good.
Up, and it's going to be a good day.
Yeah, it's going to be a great show. James Iglehart on the other side. Butchie boy, give me the start of that show in 3, 2, 1. Bam.
Okay, Suk, bring your mic up a little bit, like right onto your collar.
Okay, right onto my collar. Okay.
Because when you move your head, we lose you.
Yeah, but that's going to go under your...
I'm just going to keep it like this.
Is that all right?
That's better. That good? Much better. All right, I'll fire.
Okay. The Suki and Scott Show.
This is one of the funnest shows I've ever done.
Lady, when you're with me, I'm smiling.
It's musical. It's magical.
Suki and Scott, the 7 of Hearts. Woo! Exactly!
This is a sexy show.
Someone's getting some action.
Now, these larger-than-life personalities are on an exciting new journey as they bring you the Suki and Scott Show.
You guys nailed it. You're great. You ask great questions. You listen.
I answered you because I have respect for you guys, and it was a question respectfully put.
The Suki and Scott Show is your one-stop destination for humor.
You like De Niro and Cape Fear. Counselor!
Entertainment.
Jesse's girl!
Wonderful!
Can you paint with all the colors of the wind?
And optimism.
You guys have such amazing energy.
Ultraviolet light, it gets in there and it just fights the kung flu, is that right? Okay.
Let's laugh together.
I love him.
The Suki and Scott Show.
That's the best intro for a show I maybe have ever seen. Your intro is fantastic.
Yes, indeed. Eric Roberts will live on forever in our fandom, Suki. He will live on forever.
I mean, God, remember with the pictures that were putting up of him when he was young?
Yeah. Oh,
I'm gorgeous.
You were in love with Eric Roberts.
Who was
Pope of Greenwich Village. They broke my thumb, Charlie. They broke my thumb. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Listen, we're back. Once again, we have snuck into the Odyssey headquarters studios. Nobody knows we're here. We chucked up the old logo. We throw Odyssey up, give them a little plug here and there. But Suki and Scott Show, we're in our Manhattan offices this time around. And quite frankly, like we were saying earlier, we're like those two people who just come sleep on your couch once in a while because we don't have a home to go to yet.
But we're not sleeping with each other.
But yeah.
Just on the couch.
Are you sure?
No.
You don't know what I'm doing when you're sleeping, Suki.
I don't want to know. Trust me, I don't want to know.
Anyway, guys, listen, we have an amazing show for you today. This is like show number 480. We have had over over close to 1,000 celebrities and performers on this show.
And the show just keeps growing.
And it just keeps, it's insane.
Yeah.
It really is. I mean, we just have some of the guests that come on the show. I'm still flabbergasted that we've been able, I mean, Tim Allen, Mary Lou Henner was here. That was just in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And today's no different. We've got James Monroe Iglehart, and you will address him as such for this entirety of the program. We'll call him Jim. They need to address him as James Monroe Iglehart.
Or sir.
But anyway, James Iglehart is the foremost, and the guy's a superstar on Broadway.
Tony Award winner.
Tony Award winner. If you've seen Aladdin, he won the Tony Award for playing
the genie.
The genie in Aladdin. Right there, he is. Right there.
He is the genie. There he is.
And he basically accepting the Tony Award. He looks good in the tux. And he's going to be coming up. Put you throw that back up real quick for a sec. Yeah, he looks good.
Look at the
yeah,
lapel.
right.
Wow,
That's it. Yeah, he's all tailored up too. He looks good. Anyway, James is coming up in just a second. He's been in Hamilton. He's been in Spamalot. But the big news is there's a new show coming to Broadway in I think November it starts. He'll tell us. And it is about the life of Louis Armstrong, and he is playing Louis Armstrong.
And we're going to get to really know and delve deeper into his life, his career, his music, his wives, the backstory behind the backstory.
James's wives?
No. Louis Armstrong.
Oh. I thought you were talking about James.
James does have a beautiful wife.
Yeah. Who he met, I think, like in high school, Sue.
Yes,
if I'm not mistaken.
Is, a physicist, a scientist.
Is that true, James? Somebody, James?
She's an astrophysicist.
Hey, she's no rocket scientist. You know what I'm saying?
Stop with the Rodney Dangerfield. But, yes.
Yeah, I love my wife, but she's no astrophysicist.
She is some kind of tist, is what it is.
She's some kind of tist. By the way, this is Butchie Boy. He's filling in for Jeff today.
Jeff is teaching at FIT.
Jeff teaching at FIT, so we got Butchie Boy in, executive producer extraordinaire. And listen, in honor of James coming on, Sue, before he comes in, I had to give you a Broadway musical quiz.
Oh, no.
Yes,
I'm
indeed.
not really good at that.
Well, Suki,
sometimes we have like you were.
Sometimes we have to do things that we don't want to do.
Oh no.
I think you're going to be okay with this, though.
So?
I kept it pretty top of the line,
Top
of the line. Not delving into any weeds.
Are we doing 80s Broadway shows? Because that's when I went to Broadway a lot.
It's a little of everything, Sue. A little of everything. Because we can't do it while James is on. He'll know all these answers. So I'm going to give you a quickie. Well, it's going to be great. Okay. It's going to be great. So, for example, I'll give you an example. This Broadway show features our guest, James Monroe Iglehart, as a genie.
Yeah, the Aladdin.
There you go, Suki. We must have the exact answer, not the Aladdin.
Oh my gosh.
Aladdin would be the right answer. Okay. So here we go. You're off and running.
Off and running.
This Broadway musical features the songs "When You're a Jet All the Way." Maria, I just nicely done. You're 2 for 2, young lady.
Yes.
Here we go. Here's the third one. When You're a Jet. One of Broadway's longest-running musicals with only a 4-letter title featured characters singing about how they couldn't pay their New York City landlords. Nicely done. We're not gonna pay. How we gonna pay last year's rent? 525,600. How do you measure a day in the life? About love. Nicely done. Here we go. Which Broadway musical features the song "If I Were a Rich Man"? Nicely done. See, look at you. You're going perfect here. Disney's first Broadway musical was Mary Poppins, Beauty and the Beast, or The Little Mermaid.
Beauty and the Beast.
Beauty and the Beast is the correct answer. Right. Look at you. I'm so proud of you right now. Here we go. A couple more. Which musical on Broadway would you hear? Money, money, money. Must be funny.
Mamma Mia.
In a rich man's world. You're right. Mamma Mia is the right answer. 2 more to go. Which, it's easy. It's easy though, right? So okay, we got to kill some time. Which Broadway musical tells the story of 2 best friends named Elphaba and Galinda.
Oh, Wicked.
Because I knew you.
You know what?
My life's been changed for good. That's right, with Ariana Grande.
And
who else?
yes.
Who? Who do you say?
Cynthia Erivo.
Oh, her?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Finally, Suki.
Stayed at the Oscars with what she was wearing, by the way.
She did, right?
Yeah, no, she killed
Who?
it.
Ariana Grande?
No, I didn't like what Ariana.
Oh.
I like Cynthia Erivo's outfit.
Suk, finally, for the bonus, the car and the trip.
Okay.
Which actress caused a sensation when she played Fanny Bryce in the 1964 musical Funny
Annie, get your
Girl?
guns.
Which actress caused a sensation when she played Fanny Bryce in the 1964 musical Funny Girl? Barbara who, Suki?
Streisand.
Nicely done, nicely done, Suk. I don't know where you pulled that one out of, but
I don't know. I might have had somebody a genie whispering in my ear.
unbelievable. James is going to be very proud.
James
So you,
is going to be so proud.
you got every one of those correct,
You know,
young lady.
James might have been whispering in my ear.
No, I haven't. I didn't see or hear anything.
Just a little bit.
Ladies and gentlemen, James Monroe Iglehart coming up right now. Let's take a little bit. Let's take a look at James, and maybe we could do a little spam a lot, and then we'll talk to him on the other side. Take a look.
Ready? Okay. K-I-N-G-A-R-T-H-U-R Arthur. K-I-N-G-A-R-T-H-U-R Arthur. Arthur King, the biggest and the coolest thing.
Who's the king?
You are.
Who's the king?
You are. A-R-T-H-U-R Arthur.
Oh man, spam! Why'd they shut that show down? What's going on?
Listen, things happen on Broadway. It's show business, and
show business.
And some
not show friends.
It's definitely not show friends. It's definitely not show family. It is. Or people go, "Oh my God, we're such a family." I'm like, you show business. Relax. But things happen, and we've had a wonderful run. The audiences, right? The audiences have been fantastic. We've been running since Halloween, October 31st, and come out and see it. We're there till April 7th, and we're literally just there to make you laugh. I mean, there's a bunch of shows on Broadway this year that are going to make you think or make you cry or whatever. Our show is not here to do that. Our show is literally here just to make you laugh. That's all we're here to do.
It.
I was walking in and I saw Suki and I said, I'm getting tired of watching the news because the news is just freaking depressing.
Oh, it's rough.
It's just depressing. It's like there was a fire yesterday. Oh, someone got hit by a bus. By the way, a child was bitten by a snake and taken off by an eagle. You're like, damn. Our show is literally just there just to entertain you, make you laugh, and have a good time. That's all we're there to do. And so we're one of the only shows that do that. We want you to just come with us and just enjoy yourself.
And that's the impetus of our show.
I was going to say, we spam a lot of
talk shows.
Yes.
Because you know what? There is a lot of idiocy out there. And, we just want to take that and kind of like dull it, make the roar a little dull.
And forget. We want to forget.
Sometimes you literally, we know it's bad out there. You can see it. Sometimes you just want to be able to turn your TV and just be, entertained.
Yeah. And
not scared to death.
Yeah.
And so that's what our show is there to do.
So many people know you, James, from the Genie.
Yeah.
I mean, boy, how many shows? You remember how many shows you did in Aladdin?
No, but I do know that I was there on Broadway officially for 3 years, 3 years straight. I did the show, and I had the best time. It is still one of the, some actors go, that was old. I don't want to remember that. I'm like, no, I'll be so happy if I'm remembered for that. That'd be the greatest thing ever.
And that moment that we're looking at right there, when you won the Tony, what did that feel like for you?
It was, I always say, with the exception of getting married and, seeing the kids in my life, that was the coolest moment ever. It just really was, because I had dreamed about it since I was like 16, 17. And for it to happen, for a Disney show, I couldn't have written a better, TV script or, about my life to happen. So we had the best time. We still look at it whenever I get depressed, because I'm like, oh, I'm not doing whatever. Other people are getting this. My wife goes, you got Tony. I'm like, oh, right. Let me shut up.
And by the way, when they decided to make the movie, did it come down to you and Will Smith to play the genie?
You know what? Again, show business. No, that's a whole story that we will have to do on one of those depressing news shows. This show's too happy for that story.
Behind the music.
Because that there was some interesting. I will say this: I learned a lot about the business being in Aladdin. I learned a lot about the business, learned a lot about me, and it's made me a better professional because there's certain realities that you just have to know. And it's Will Smith.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
What are you going to do?
And then there's one of those moments where you kind of look at it, and then you go, "Wow, I wish that was me." And then 2 years later,
Iglehart
started
to hit the whiskey bottle. Once he was turned down.
Well, then the crazy thing is, then you turn on the Oscars and you go, "Woo! Glad that wasn't me."
I know.
Glad that was not me. All right.
No, but essentially, when we still turn on and we see, and we see Aladdin, it's you. It's your face.
Yeah.
You are the genie.
Well, what's funny is what I love. This is a story I like to tell. I know Disney people hate when I tell it. There is a signature genie look. The funny part about that signature genie look is it's my face, and all those brothers. I feel so bad for them.
Because it is you.
Because those guys, a lot of them were not bald. A lot of them did not have goatees, and they kind of had to change their face to do it. But there are some great genies out there. The current genie, Michael James Scott, is one of my dearest friends I've known for a long time. And actually, March 24th, but during the 28th, is Aladdin's 10th anniversary.
Wow.
And we're doing a big blowout over there at the New Amsterdam. Come to see Aladdin March 28th. It's going to be wonderful.
Oh, so you're going to be part of it as well?
I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there in the building. A lot of the originals are coming to see the show.
Wow.
It's going to be a lot of fun. It's a lot of surprises are happening. And the fact that Aladdin has lasted 10 years just shows how wonderful the show is. And what we built, whoever steps into that role of the genie, as long as they bring their whole self and all the silliness with it, they're going to be successful. But Michael James Scott is the guy who has held this thing down, and I love him for that. And then there's a young guy who's on tour. His name is Marcus Martin. Now, this kid is the future of Aladdin. I am telling you, there's some times where you kind of see other people and you want to go, you as an older person, you want to go, these young people don't know. I looked at him, I was like, that boy is good. That boy is good. And I tell everybody, the genies I co-sign on were Michael James Scott and this young guy. He is incredible. So if you're out in the in the world and you see Aladdin come to town, go see it, because Marcus Martin is worth the price of admission.
I remember one time, Suk, I was walking through the street in Manhattan with my wife and kids. And I think we might have been passing Hamilton the backstage. It was probably Hamilton. And there's this huge crowd outside, and everybody's screaming and taking pictures and all. This guy's standing out. He's standing there with this crowd. Everybody wants to get a piece of it. I'm like, yo, James.
I was like, hey, Scott. Very happy.
It was great. Everybody's like, who's this guy?
Well, that tells you the next iteration of what you were able to create on Broadway. Hamilton. I mean, come on. 2 major characters.
Yeah.
I mean, what did you think about that when it all kind of happened?
Well, what's funny is I've known the guys who created Hamilton for years because we're part of a group called Freestyle Love Supreme. And when Lynn first did the show, he did a demo version at the Lincoln Center to just kind of show I've got this new show.
Right.
And I was playing Mulligan. And that's what I was going to do. But then I got Aladdin, so I had to step away. So while I was in Aladdin, I got a call from my friend Tommy Kale, who directed the show, and he was like, hey, you want to jump back into the Ham Fam? And I was like, well, I don't know, because I'm doing Aladdin now. He said, no, we don't.
Ham Fam?
That's like, he goes, we don't want you to do Mulligan. We actually want you to play Thomas Jefferson and Marquis de Lafayette. And I was like, and I was so nervous because my friend David Diggs won the Tony for that. And he's such a fast rapper, and he has such an interesting style and such an interesting voice. He also won, my friend, he's one of the sexiest brothers around. And I was like, you gonna go from that to this? I mean, I'm cute, I'm sexy, I'm that bear cute, I'm that guy you bring home to your mama, I'm like there's certain people you date and nobody knows, and I'm the ones you bring home to your mom. That's me. And I was like, which I'm not mad about. I know how cool I am. But I talked to David, and Diggs was like, yo, man, do it your way. That's what they want. And so they were able to let me kind of put my own spin on it. And I had the best time. I had 3 wonderful years at Hamilton as well. And again, that show also taught me a lot about the business. So I was ready from those 2 shows, I was ready to go out and do the rest of my career. You know, jumping into Chicago as Billy Flynn for a little while, and then getting to do Spam-A-Lot, and doing a lot of voiceovers that I love to do, and even TV shows. It was amazing. When I was in Aladdin, there was certain people who would cast me as certain things. I was only funny. And once I did Hamilton, all of a sudden the casting directors went, "Oh, you could do drama?" And I always, don't get me wrong, I love casting directors. I love all you casting directors. But it's amazing. They have such a limited vision of what an actor can do.
It's kind of like what you're doing in the present role is what you can do.
Yes, it's all you can do. So when I did Hamilton, like, "Oh my God, we had no idea you could do that." And I was like, I'm an actor. Good God. So, that kind of, changed things up for me. So I will always thank Hamilton for that.
Can you give me like 15 seconds of something from Hamilton?
Oh, no. The sad part is,
you remember anything?
What, not really. And I say, well, that's not true. Let's see, do I know anything?
Wait, does your mom, do you or just erase a script the minute you're done?
Oh, yeah. Oh, gosh, yeah.
Has to,
but you know the songs from Hamilton.
I used
give me a little
to
Hamilton.
No, I used to know
give me a little something.
No, seriously. I'm taking this. I literally, it was like, Francis following us to revolution. There is no more status quo. That's what I know. I swear. And the fun part is, like, there's a guy in our show right now, Nick Walker, who was Burr, and he still knows all of it. And he was like, "Did you really erase all of it?" And I was like, yeah. Because once I get into a new show, it's like my computer says, "Okay, that's in this file." Now, if I had to learn it again, it'd be easy. It'll come back. Yeah. But I will say the fun part is Aladdin never went away. Yeah. Aladdin has never.
Oh, then give me 15 seconds.
Aladdin's never got away. Aladdin's never good. So I'll say, as a teeny genie, I would dare to dream I'd be given freedom free and clear. So forgive me if I sing or make a whole big thing, but I just can't maintain my cool veneer. So, yeah, it's called Somebody's Got Your Back. It's really, really fun.
By the way, did you know all the answers to
yes.
That was very easy.
He was actually the genie whispering in my ear. Just so everybody knows.
You had a little what's it, that scandal, 64,000.
I find that very interesting that, like, once you, because I always think about, the scripts, like, how do people memorize all of it? It's just incredible to me.
Well, I have some friends who literally have photographic memories, and they have all the scripts they've ever done in their mind. But I was never like that. I was that kid who, like, in school, is like, I passed every test. And when the test was over, I was like, "Hey, so what'd you learn?" I was like, "I have no idea, man. I know my major. I can't tell you what the history of not think."
Squared plus B squared
equals C squared. I know that because my wife will shoot me if I don't. Deoxyribonucleic acid. I know what DNA is because my wife works in DNA. My wife's a scientist, by the way. And yes. Yes. And so those certain things, like, basically it's just like, if the memory goes, okay, move this over here and then do the new show. And that's where so right now it's full of Spam-A-Lot, getting ready to be full with Louis Armstrong.
That's amazing. And when well, let's talk about Louis. But so if you were to go on right now, are you ready for Louis right now, or you still have things to tweak on?
No, because we're working on it. Okay. We're working on it. The great thing is, like, you'll do a show out of town, you do an out of town tryout, and then what'll happen is they go, "Great, it's awesome, it's ready for Broadway. Let's go back to the drawing board and start fixing things." So I can't memorize anything because they're still fiddling with the script, with the book to make it the way they want.
So when they say previews, is previews just before the opening? Is that like
so we'll start rehearsals in August, and then previews will be like through October or whatever. And even in those times, while we're on stage, we'll be changing things. Yeah, I remember.
That's at Studio 54, right?
Yes, yeah. I remember when we did Memphis, we were changing things daily. So we would do the show at night, come in the afternoon, and our book writer would have new scenes, new songs. We'd have to learn things on the spot. So, and every show we've done that with Aladdin, everything.
What's that like to play the role of Louis Armstrong?
It is really fun, and it is also one of the kind of scariest things ever because he's real. Yeah. Whereas, Genie, not made up. Yeah, Genie is a fictional character. Thomas Jefferson was the Lin-Manuel version of Thomas Jefferson, that hip hop version of Thomas Jefferson. I can play my own way. It's the character, but it's kind of what I'm bringing to it. This guy is real. He's a legend. He's an icon, and he's known. And so I did a lot of research as far as he's one of the only jazz musicians who wrote.
That's James. That's you.
Yeah.
On the.
That's me. That's me. And that's a wonderful actress named Jenny Harney, who played Lil Hardin. And I've read all his books. I kid you not, he's written 3 books. I've read those books. I've seen almost every interview, and I still try to find new things about Louis that I can.
Did you have to learn how to play the trumpet? Did you know
What,
already?
what's funny is I played trumpet when I was 10 years old, so I knew enough about how to play it to hold it and sound a certain way. I had a trumpet teacher, but really we have a wonderful horn player in the pit, so I'm lip syncing on that way.
Okay.
But I am doing what I like to call the Denzel Washington, where I have to study, so I have to be playing with my fingers exactly what's being played, because I don't want real musicians to come in and be insulted.
Wow.
I don't want to insult their craft by just hitting anything.
Yeah.
I want to make sure that it looks as authentic as possible.
And what about wearing the armor of Louis Armstrong? He meant so much
Yes.
to so many people at a time when there was no representation at all. And he was able to break into so many barriers, travel the world, take this music, global. What does that feel like for you to wear that?
It's not daunting, but it's an honor to be able to honor him. I always tell people I'm so happy to play this role because I, as James Monroe Iglehart, the entertainer, am standing on the shoulders of Louis Armstrong. If he hadn't gone through what he went through, I wouldn't be able to get through what I'm going through so smoothly. But the funny thing is, when you're so far removed from an entertainer, sometimes you feel like, what do I have in common with this person? I started reading his book and found out I have a lot in common with Louis.
But he got into a little trouble too,
He did. Louis got into a lot of trouble, but the fun part about Louis was that guy who never really wanted any conflict. He really just wanted people to be entertained. And sometimes when you're, okay, I'll just say it. When you're an African-American entertainer, a lot comes with that, with our community, of wanting to be represented in a certain way. And say you do represent it, but then the community changes their opinion, and all of a sudden they change their opinion of you. And Louis went through that, where there was a moment where the Black audiences was right with him. And then all of a sudden there was this, he did a movie, and all of a sudden there was this Uncle Tom thing. And he's like, I haven't changed a thing. Why all of a sudden am I being looked at differently? Well, because the times had changed. And people wanted Louis to speak out or be there. And there's this wonderful interview where he says, I would love to march. I would love to, but I can't. He goes, it's not that I don't want to. He goes, but I'm an entertainer, and this is what I use. If I was to march and get hit in the face, I couldn't play. He goes, so how do I represent my people, and how do I pay for my family if I can't play? He goes, so what I do is I put my money where my mouth is. So there were a lot of marches and different things that happened that Louis Armstrong paid for that nobody knew. And that's part of the history. And those are things that people don't know, because he wasn't one to go out and say, look what I did. And when he finally did step out and speak on Little Rock, Arkansas, a lot of people turned their backs on him because they were surprised that he actually criticized the president. And that was something you just didn't do. Nowadays everybody does it. Back then you didn't do that. And even the Black people that said, hey, you should say something when he did something, they're like, oh, you've gone too far. He's like, I've gone too far. You told me I wasn't. So all of a sudden, he kind of did a Beyonce before Beyonce. White people didn't know he was Black until he said this shouldn't happen. They were like, oh my God, that man's Black. And all, we didn't know you were Black yesterday till you said something. And so Louis literally went from being the biggest star in the world to being blacklisted, back to being the biggest star in the world with just a couple of little songs that he did. He kind of looked at the world and said, I'm going to do my own thing. And he, in his twilight years of his life, he became the biggest star again. His Hello Dolly knocked the Beatles out of the #1 spot. And he was one of the oldest entertainers to win a Grammy for that. So, it's a wonderful story.
And what a wonderful world he
Yes,
created,
yeah,
really.
really.
I was going to say.
I was going to ask you, how is your Hello Dolly coming along?
It's coming along pretty well, and Wonderful World's coming along great. There's clips of it online, but when you see the show, where we have it in the show, no, I'm not going to get that. I'm not going to get away for free. No, that I'm not going to get away for free. The reason why I say that is because, for me, Louis is too special, and I want people to see it in the way it is. I don't want them to see it as me with the beard and everything. I want them to see Louis as Louis, and trust me, when you see it and how we do it, it will blow you away.
Quick funny story for you guys.
Yeah.
My mother, to this day, she's 87 years old. She swears that when I was a young kid, I was maybe 4 or 5 years old. I was in the hospital. I think I had the whooping cough or one of those deals. And she came in to see me in my room, and I wasn't there. She tells this story 8,000 times. Listen, 5 years old, she's freaking out, doesn't know where I am. Where's my son? A nurse. She goes out into the hall. A nurse is pushing me down in like a crib. And she swears I'm standing on the edge of the crib, singing "Hello, Darling."
Oh, stop!
With that voice,
I kid you not. And I'm like, how did I even know this song at 5 years old? She's like, I swear to you, you did that. I'll never forget. Till this day, 87, assisted living. She does not.
She swears
back.
by it.
She swears by it.
And those
you're looking swell.
And those are things you can't deny. You're probably like, I don't know if I did that, but you know what? She says it so well.
Yeah,
I probably did do
I
that.
wouldn't remember it at 5, but
right.
I picture it in my head. I probably did anyway, but who knows?
Do you know what I love about when you see a person like Louis Armstrong come to life? It actually makes you want to dig a little bit deeper and find more about him, find out more about him.
When you do, you also realize how the women in his life were so influential, from his mother to his sister to he was married 4 times. And the women were so strong in his life and shaping where he went, especially Little Hardin, who doesn't get enough credit. Little Hardin was one of the unsung heroes of jazz. She's one of the most incredible piano players ever. And she wrote a lot of songs that the Hot 5 and Hot 7 did. She doesn't get enough credit because at the time, women were supposed to be, seen and not heard, especially women were singers, not piano players, especially not the rhythm section. That woman was incredible and one of the smartest business people, not women, business people in all of jazz. Wow. What she did and how she created and helped the persona of Louis Armstrong, a lot of that was Lil Hardin. And then his last wife, Lucille, was the first time he actually felt like really in love. And she kind of looked at him and kind of set him straight. He was kind of still trying to do the entertainer life. And she was like, boy, you are too old for this. Get yourself together. And it was her that put him on the right path. And it's such an interesting story to watch this man grow into the man he became. And I just latched on. I never thought I would find it. I was so into the 80s entertainers, like Prince and like The Time or like the Gap Band, stuff like that. But then I looked at this guy and I go, oh, this guy set the bar. Yep. This guy set the bar for what the entertainers were going to be. And he's the one that stepped up to the Frank Sinatras, the Danny Kays, the Bing Crosbys, and stood flat with him and was like, you guys can play a character. This is who I am. Yeah. Every, the films, he's always Louis, except for a couple of films. Most of them he's like, I don't have to. I'm so popular, I could just be me.
They always say, go to Louis. Yeah,
right, and so that's how cool he is. Yeah.
Pause 1 sec. Butchie, what are we up on the time on the little red thing in the corner?
Yeah.
Butch?
We're at 35:52, and it took about 2 minutes to adjust.
Okay.
When I cut you off.
What time is it on the clock?
11:31.
Oh, okay. I would do like 5 more minutes.
Cool.
5 more minutes. That's good.
Okay,
right,
here we go.
Wait, let him bring it back up. Here we go. 3, 2. So here's the question I have.
Sure.
It's kind of like, it's almost like news radio.
Yes.
Except news radio, you just repeat the same stories daily. You guys, but you get different stories each day. How do you, listen, that when people are coming to see that show, this could be your 2000th show, someone's in there for the first time.
Yeah.
How do you keep it where you just have that same energy and you're giving it to them like you're doing it for the first time?
There's 2 answers. One is really, artsy. It's like, we want to make sure that people feel that they have seen it for the first time. Right. And I want to go into myself and give them that opening night performance. And the real answer is, it's my job.
Yeah.
I am paid to make sure that they see this the way it's supposed to be. Right. And with those 2, it's pretty simple. And what's funny is there's so many actors, it's like, so how'd you get into acting? Well, it was the art of it that made me want to. No, really, it's like, I'm a spotlight hog. Please clap for me. Please clap for me. I need validation. I will make you laugh if you clap, please. And so and also there's a moment where there's an ego involved. It's kind of like, I look at it like, when I got the Tony, my friend said, how do you look at it? I was like, I kind of look at it as like a championship belt. I must defend this. I got it. Now I have to prove. Right. So now when people come in, I want to make sure that I prove that, that I earned them to pay their hard-earned money to come and see the show. And I want to give them the best show possible. So when they leave, they felt like, it was, Broadway's expensive, that they, it was worth them spending the money to come check us out.
Yeah, and the payoff. No, I would say the payoff at the end, that standing ovation, that's got to be a constant high night after night.
It is, but I love that. Trust me. But there's those moments where you see that person who says, I was a big fan of Louis, or I was a big fan of, you know, Monty Python. I was a fan of Disney, and you just helped that. You know, when you get that, or you see that little kid who goes, hey, you know, I've never seen Broadway before. This is my first time, and I think I love it now. Those are the times you go, okay, yeah, this was worth that.
And the fact of the matter is that, you know, when you were a young boy, you were dreaming of this.
Yes.
And you're living your
this is the dream.
On Broadway.
Right. You know, I remember, you know, always watching PBS and seeing, you know, those Broadway clips and going, someday I'll be there. And I felt so far away in Hayward, California. And now I'm here and I get to do it. And I get to be on stage with some of my favorite legends or heroes, you know. So to get to do this is really, really cool.
And some of the biggest Broadway stars are your best friends. And your
yes, that's the crazy part. Like now I'm like, I was like literally like Whoopi Goldberg came the other day to the show. And like she's meeting people. I get on stage. She was like, "Hold on, James," and I was like, "This is surreal." And she's so sweet to me, but I was like, "This is so dang surreal."
She knows you.
Right. That's the crazy part. That's nuts to me.
Whoopi, you can call me Jim. That's fine.
And the crazy part is, I will say that I would never correct you on your show, but my father was Jim Iglehart because he was in business.
Oh, okay.
And I am not Jim. And I remember almost getting the worst whooping. People don't spank their kids anymore, but the worst whooping ever. Somebody called the house. I was like, "Excuse me, is Jim Iglehart there?" And I answered the phone. I was like, "No, but James is." And my father was like, "Yes, Jim's here." And he looked at me. And what was really cool was he did the cool parent thing where like you speak one way, but look at your son's like, "Yes, I've got you." Boy, I'm gonna kill you. So yeah, I'll be fine. Everything's great. Click. You know what? And like, your voice changed so much. Oh yeah. So
remember when people would call the house, you didn't know who it was?
Oh my God, that's no. We were. I'll never forget this. So we're backstage at Hamilton, and there's a couple of us, like generation gap. Literally, like 3 people here, three older people, 3 younger people, and we're not old. We're like literally, like 40, 41. We're still relevant. And we start singing the OJ song.
Which one?
We start singing "For the Love of Money," and one girl goes, she goes, "I don't know that." We were like, "You don't what? The OJs?" And she was like, I was like, young people. And and that was the first time we all felt old. And we started laughing and we started thinking, we were like, dude, have we gotten to that point?
Have we transitioned?
That we're going to turn on TV and it's going to be, "Hi, do you remember these old hits? Rolling down the street, smoke for only $19.99. You can have Snoop Dogg, Tupac, Biggie Smalls." We're like, oh no! You know, it's like,
it is.
It is.
Before you know it, you're going to be like, "Hi, James Monroe.
Right.
Do you need a reverse mortgage?"
No, it's going to be me and you going, "Hi, this is James and Scott. Remember those old tunes you listen to? Let's talk about the great legend Prince." Hey, we're like, "Oh, no, not those songs." Also, a friend of mine, we heard a sample of a sample. There's a rapper out now. I don't know who he is, but he did a sample of New Edition.
Popcorn Love?
Yes. It was like, we were like, no, it was like, girl, I'm leaving you again. And I thought I'd tell you when. It's from their second album.
Okay.
And he took that and sampled it and then put LL Cool J's "I Need Love" under it. And we were like, oh God, we are now. Old people go, your music is just other James Brown samples. And we're like, you old people don't know nothing, man. We took it and made it better. And now some kids are taking our music and we're like, you young kids are just taking our music. I'm like, it's like,
it's so great.
I make that joke to people all the time. I was like, music, it doesn't really change. The music changes, but the people's opinion. Old people will always go, our music's better. It's like, no, it's not. And we're all saying the same thing. We've been saying the same thing from the beginning of time.
A reality check with myself. I know I've transitioned.
Oh,
there we go. There you go.
Hey,
some of the stuff my son listens to, I'm always like, that's a sample. And he's like, no, it's not.
Yeah.
Like,
that's from 1972.
No,
you know that,
right?
right?
That is clear a sample. And I would be like, here's the original version. He's like, you're right. And I was like, yeah.
And that's why I thought it was funny, because the song I heard was a sample of a sample. That's what it was. There was also Super Freak. Super Freak has been sampled in 3 different generations.
Right. Yeah.
So Super Freak came out, then Hammer did it, and then Nicki Minaj got it. And we're like, this brother, I mean, if Rick was alive, he'd be rolling. He'd be rolling. But I just want to say, I love you guys. I have forever. I love your work all the time since I first met you. And from the first time I realized that you worked with the WWE, I was so jealous of you.
Giant WWE.
Oh, yes.
fan,
Oh, gosh. Yes.
Yeah, one of the biggest.
I can't wait. WrestleMania is coming up, and I'm so excited.
WrestleMania is coming up. I got to get you a tour of the new,
trust me.
headquarters.
Yes.
James Monroe Iglehart going to be starring as Louis Armstrong.
Yes.
A Wonderful World. So I always want to say A Wonderful Life. But
Yeah, of course.
Movie, Wonderful World. And do you know what? I know you're doing the previews at Studio 54.
That's where we're going to be.
The show's going to be
at Studio 54.
Oh, wow.
And
Okay.
tickets? Can we get tickets?
Tickets will start being on sale very soon. Not quite yet, but I think in like about a month or two.
Yeah, you just got to check online. And before you go, I'm thrilled that Tommy's back on.
Oh my gosh,
one of my favorites.
And also my dear friend Adam Jacobs, who was Aladdin with me, is starring in Tommy. And my friend, who's one of the people who works very hard, she's one of the creative team of Louis Armstrong, Christina Soja, is the Acid Queen. So trust me, go see Tommy. It is ridiculously good.
I got to go.
I was mad. I was like, you watch show, you're like, I'm mad at this. I'm mad because I'm not in it. Right, trust me. It's
and when they do that listening to you,
you are not.
I saw the original.
Trust me, you are not ready for what these folks are bringing. and these are my friends, and I was like, oh God, I went back and like, your show is good.
It's good.
But they came and loved ours too, so it was great.
Broadway superstar James Monroe Iglehart, ladies and gentlemen. Nobody better, no matter what he says. Nobody better on Broadway. We're coming right back with more. Stick around. Don't move.
If you spent time downtown on 9/11 or in the 8 months after, you were exposed to toxic air and may be eligible for compensation from the $10 billion 9/11 Victim Fund. But most people who qualify still haven't claimed what they're entitled to.
I worked downtown. I didn't die. I felt like there were others who deserved the money more than I did.
A major reason people haven't claimed the money they're due is guilt. They feel guilty claiming funds when others died or were first responders.
I heard there were 9/11 funds, but because I wasn't a first responder, I did not apply.
You do not have to be a first responder to qualify. This fund is for everyone who worked, lived, or attended school downtown, who may experience or have experienced illnesses linked to the toxins.
To those who are holding back, just take the first step. Make the call.
I called and I qualify.
I qualify.
Suki never wanted to see things
your way.
Had to go astray. Oh, why was I such a fool?
Oh, I think the last time we were here, we told her that was the song we sang every time in the makeup chair. That was like our moment with each other. It was so.
Ladies and gentlemen, Suki and Scott rolling along. Thanks so much for being with us once again. Coming to you live. Well, not live. I mean, it's live on tape on Memorex. The Odyssey Studios right here in Midtown Manhattan. Suki and Scott show. It's geared up for a live audience, but we're the only ones here. Let's make no mistake about it.
No, but listen, honestly, the Suki and Scott show has grown by leaps and bounds. I mean, in the 4 years that we've been together, that we started this, we were able to have live guests now. We're able to bring in our friends. Yes, but now we can get them in person. I'm so sorry. Yeah, in person. So it's been really nice. But, the fact that we are able to interview some of our idols, some of the people that we really looked up to growing up, that inspired us, that made us feel something. And now that we're able to call them friends, I mean, that is the best part of the Suki and Scott show. Yeah.
We have people, seriously, we've had folks where I really had posters of them on my wall as a kid, or you listen to their songs, and even parents made us listen to them on the radio. In high school, you have parties with their music in the background, and actors we grew up watching. It's been insane.
It's been a good ride.
Today, no different, Suki, because we have the legendary Lisa on the show.
3 times. This is her 3rd time on the show.
And she's one of those artists that was, the soundtrack of our childhood.
Definitely the 80s.
You and I would always bust out our music. We were doing the morning news here in New York. We'd be getting ready, getting our makeup on. We would always be, lip syncing to one of her songs.
Can you feel the beat within my heart? Can you feel it? We both went to the same song. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? And then Scott would be like, oh.
Can you feel it, baby? Can you feel it? So Lisa's coming up in just a second. She's back out on tour because, listen, everybody's back doing their thing.
Why not?
Listen, everybody our age is looking for something to go see, and Lisa's going to be out there doing her thing.
And we just want to dance. Let's just face it. Like, we want just music that we can go dance to. So Lisa is definitely the soundtrack of our childhood, and she's out there doing her thing.
And before Lisa comes on, I just thought, in honor of her coming on,
What are we doing? What are you going to torture me with?
I'm going to torture you with the classic freestyle quiz.
Oh my God. Okay, I know a little bit of freestyle, but all freestyle?
No, this again, I like to keep your quizzes pretty much on the everybody knows.
Okay.
But you know, in this,
we're not doing deep dives.
We're not doing deep dives. We're not doing, you're my diving girl. But, but when the pressure's on, sometimes even the easiest of answers.
I know.
So here we go. I'll give you an easy one first. It's actually a Lisa song.
Okay.
I'll sing it. You finish it.
Okay.
Here we go. Don't you know my tears will burn the pillow?
Am I finishing the next line? Set this place on fire, 'cause I'm tired of your lies. All I needed was a simple hello.
Nicely done. You're 1 for 1.
Thank you.
Here we go. Next one. This is a Judy Torres.
Ooh, Judy Torres, another friend of the show.
Here we go. All you got to do is finish the lyric.
Okay.
Come into my arms, baby. I know how you feel.
Come into my arms, baby. This love for you is real.
Nicely done. I give it to you. It's my love for you.
Oh.
Close enough, Suki. You're 2 for 2.
'Cause you I can't do it, Judy. I can't.
Okay, here's the next one. Ready?
All right.
Go. Take me
in your arms. I don't know the rest of it. Let me go. No, I don't know. I don't know it. I don't know. Take me. Is that TKO? No.
I think I sang the wrong one.
Did you?
I was trying to go Tell It to My Heart.
Tell it to my heart. Tell me I'm the only one. But Take Me in Your Arms is another song too.
Okay, here we go. Next one. This is Expose.
Oh gosh.
Fills me within when we're together. Oh baby, can't you see?
I know this song too. Oh baby, can't you see?
You're taking me
to the point of no return.
Oh, you didn't know that?
No, I do know that. I don't know all the words, all the lyrics. That's the problem.
Okay.
That is the problem.
Okay. Here's the one I was.
Listen, Bob, I can't name it in 3 notes. That's the problem.
Here's the one.
Okay.
I switched them up. Here we go. Take me.
I know it.
Take me
in your arms. I know.
And don't
never let me go.
I need you more and more.
Okay.
I need you more. You don't know that one?
No, I do know it, but I don't know it. Does that make sense, everybody?
Wait,
my really good friend, okay, and I think you weren't on the show with her. Her name was Marian Morales. She was the freestyle queen. Her and Lisa Mateo. Yeah. You know, Mateo is a huge freestyle fix. Like, she goes to all the freestyle shows. That is like that is her anthem. So, I mean, I grew up on Staten Island. Freestyle was there, but I was just into other things too.
Maria.
Right, exactly. Never Maria.
You know, TKA.
Yeah.
Lime.
Yeah.
Right?
All of that.
TKA.
So many shows, so many.
One way love them. We got something.
Girl. So I'm not a freestyle fix queen, but you know.
Listen, Lisa is a freestyle queen. And she is a legendary superstar, ladies and gentlemen. She's going back out on tour. She's out there. Just go online, Google it, get your tickets. Here she is, little Lisa. Lisa will show you a little bit, and then we'll bring her on the other side. Watch.
Let the beat
hit 'em. Let the music take control. Lisa.
Lisa, so good to see you.
You too, once again.
So
How
nice they
wonderful.
named her twice. Sue.
So good they named her twice.
Lisa,
Exactly.
do our mics sound okay for you?
Much better.
Much better. We're
Thank
clear.
you.
We're here. We're present.
You're present.
Okay. Did you see Suki do the freestyle?
Terrible.
lyrics?
I was terrible.
No, you were great.
I was terrible. You're too kind. You're too kind.
Did you know all those? You know all the
She
lyrics
knows
to those,
everything.
right?
She knows the lyrics.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
Lisa, how are you? You look great.
I'm
Thanks so
excellent.
much.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I feel great. I'm so happy that everybody's back out and doing their thing. And it's all that matters is entertain these people.
Let's entertain them and look at those records behind you. What do you? I mean, like, look at that. What do you ever walk by it sometimes and go, "Oh, I did that," like in disbelief? Like, do you? I'm like, what does that feel like? I don't know. Platinum records. What does that feel like?
Actually, I don't. And I guess because you guys, mentioned it, now I'm looking at it going, wow, I did that.
It's like, wow, those are mine.
I did that.
But you're not green screened in front of Taylor Dane's house, are you, in her room?
No, sir.
All
No,
right,
sir.
Just checking, Lisa. Want to make sure those are real.
No, they're absolutely real. I mean, it's just, we talk about Lisa and the body of work that has stood the test of time. Like when you came out, like for me, it was like a breath of fresh air. Like, I don't know. I felt like, wow, who is this person? I mean, like everybody was like, wow, we copied your style, like what you were wearing, your haircut. Did you know that it was just, yeah, we did. Did you know that it was going to be that much of a phenomena, that like what you were wearing, what you were doing, that girls all across New York City and really the United States of America were like copying your style?
I had no idea because the hair was a mistake. So it was an accident. I used to
What
cut
do you mean? How?
I used to cut my own hair, like from low income family. There was 10 of us and my mom was a single mom. And, I had to do everything and make everything, make means. So I used to cut my own hair and I accidentally shaved one side shorter than the other. So I had to let one side grow so that it can cover, the mistake.
That's incredible.
It's great.
Yeah.
And you know what? You created a whole style, a genre. You didn't even know it.
I didn't know it at all.
It's awesome.
Lisa, do you still get that same charge when you're out on that stage as when you did when you were a youngster, or is it more gratifying now?
I absolutely do. I am still in awe that people know the lyrics. I go out of country and people know the lyrics. I mean, I go to Japan, they sing the songs. I go to Italy, they sing the songs. Anywhere I go, people still know this music. It's nuts.
Yeah, no, it's great. I mean, these songs are timeless. They'll be around for. I mean, if they've lasted this long, they're gonna be around forever.
They're gonna be around forever. And and you were talking about how you grew up. You were one of 10 in New York City. With dreams. Like, I mean, there's so many kids that have that New York City dream. Okay, this is what I'm gonna do. How did you make it happen for yourself? What was that inside of you?
I loved music so much that I did anything and everything possible to sneak into places where music was playing. So I would sneak into clubs like the Fun House.
Oh, yeah.
Bonds International, Ones, so on and so forth, just to meet people. They told me that at the Fun House, that's where Madonna was discovered by Jelly Bean Benitez. So I snuck in so that I can get discovered. And I had a cassette. Remember back in the day, the cassettes?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I had a cassette and I was ready. So I snuck up into the booth, the DJ booth.
In the mix with Jelly Bean Benitez.
Yeah.
Lisa, you were, I know you used to sing in a choir, right?
I did.
You used to tour as well, right? As a kid, you used to tour around doing some singing?
Yes, I was in Talent Unlimited at in school, and they had this choir that they used to send us to old department stores. Remember Alexander's? And
I remember Alexander's. That was fancy.
Yeah, remember Corvettes and all of
that?
Corvettes.
Fancy.
Yeah, they would stand us on the escalator. They would stop the escalator and stand us on the escalator, and we would sing.
That's amazing.
I did that for school.
Stand them on the escalator. What were some of the, well, as a kid, so what were some of the tunes you guys would sing as a group in those stores?
Oh my God, I used to sing Broadway shows like Chicago and we sang stuff that was pop, on the radio, like Celebrate, things
Little
like that.
Cool in the Gang?
Yes.
Celebrate good times.
Come on.
And I the best store I know. I love because anytime I think of this store, I think of how friggin' bright it was in Benetton.
Oh my God, I worked there for
back when you were a kid.
Yeah.
And I just remember the place was lit up like crazy. But you were working there right as you started to get record deals, right?
Yeah, just as the song came to the States. And of course I had to work because I had to, I had bills to pay and I helped my mom pay bills too. I'm standing behind the register and my girlfriend calls me on the phone and she says, turn the radio on. So I turned the radio on and I believe it was Z100.
Yeah.
Yeah. And boom, I started screaming and yelling. I'm like, oh my God. The manager of the store comes running out. What are you doing? But it was exciting.
It's my song on the radio. I can't imagine what that feels. I can't imagine what that feels like.
Yeah.
I mean, look at you, Lisa. Look at you in this, like
with the boys from Cult Jam.
Yes.
Yeah. Look at that. Oh my God.
Look at the outfit. That's what I'm saying. Like you had it all together. You knew what your style was.
Yeah, that was all stuff that I got at the thrift store.
Wow, really?
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, I want to do all this,
Oh my God, I miss the 80s so much. Can I tell you this? Like I look at how the kids dress nowadays. I'm like, that's so boring. Like
they go to school in sweats and pullovers.
I'm like, you guys look so sad. Like, where's the color? Where's the style? Like everybody used to dress up to go to school, right?
Yeah,
You'd make sure you looked great. Nowadays, not so much.
In school, forget it. When I was in Julia Richmond and in the Talent Unlimited department, it was all art. So of course, all the actors and the dancers and the singers, we all had an outfit on every day. You had to come look like somebody. You had to look like you were doing something.
Yeah.
And that's why we forget it. We lived at the Salvation Army.
Oh my God.
I remember in high school, the girls, even the guys at one point, you'd wear your Sassoons, your Jordashes, right? And
your Capizios.
The girls would come to school with heels on and jeans. I dropped my daughter off. Everybody's wearing sneakers and sweats and
Uggs and like
they look like they just got out of bed.
Yeah.
I just, you know what? It just makes you think about how we grew up. There was this thing about presentation, and I feel like because you presented yourself every day, that you were there for that moment when somebody had your mixtape. Like you were, all right, I am a star. Look at me.
Yeah.
I dress like a star. You embodied what you wanted to be.
Yeah, well, listen,
and you walked the walk.
Yeah, there were auditions that came in the middle of class and you had to be ready. Wow. You had to be ready. Yeah.
Middle of class?
Yeah, they would call up to the classroom and say, Lisa, you got an audition, run. Okay, I'm running. I don't care. I'm going.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Sorry to leave the class, but I got to go.
That's incredible. I didn't even know that.
I think it worked out okay for you, Lisa. How did you get the Lisa moniker? Like, who came up with the double Lisa?
Is it a good story? You're laughing.
Well, excuse me. That came from Full Force.
That came from Full Force.
Yeah, my name is Lisa. Lisa Marie is my name. But they used to look underneath constantly, and never at my face. And usually Lisa, and I'm, the sisters. Right out of them.
Really? So it was all about the boobs. Lisa. You know what? I'm going to start calling you Suki.
Suki.
No,
Suki. Maya Suki.
Oh my God, it's so funny. Because I always thought she was she was so beautiful when you named her once. You had to name her twice. Lisa. Yeah.
You can keep that if you like.
Lisa, how did you meet the guys from Cult Jam? How did that come about?
Well, what happened was I was all over the place, of course, still in school and everything. But a friend of mine told me there's this guy that comes to the club every now and then, and he's asking for female vocalists.
Oh,
so
wow.
I was like, okay, I'll come. I got to the club. Of course, I had to sneak in. And he said, I meet this guy, and he says, I hear you can sing. And I said, yeah, I can sing. He goes, well, here's this address, and meet me at this place. You know, we're having auditions. I said, okay. So I snuck out of school and went to this audition.
Wow.
Yeah, I did. I went to this audition, and it was early in the morning when I went, but there was a bunch of girls waiting. So by the time I got in there, I remember it got dark outside. I was in Brooklyn in the basement of a house. Yeah. And when I walked in, I'm like, I'm going to die in here. But I got there, and, these 6 big dudes came out full force.
Oh, wow.
They said, sing. And I sang, and I got the part.
That's incredible.
That's amazing.
That's incredible.
Wow. And then I Wonder If I Take You Home, that was written by you guys, or that came from somewhere else?
It came from Full Force. It was a conversation,
Would you still be in love, babe? Please give me like 10, 15 seconds of that, could you?
Sure. What part?
Oh, any part. I wonder if I take you home.
I wonder if I take you home, would you still be in love, baby? Because I need you tonight.
Oh.
If I take you home, would you still be in love, baby? Because I need you tonight. Oh.
Did you, and that was the part. Oh,
Yeah.
Everybody loved that.
Baby,
you love it.
I know you're wondering if I would come over to your place.
I mean, like, so Columbia Records then hears this song and then signs you guys to the deal. Is that how it all happened?
Actually, we were the first day that I went to record. It was the following week. I remember I went to record. I recorded 2 songs in one night. I recorded I Wonder If I Take You Home and Can You Feel the Beat?
Oh my gosh.
So, I signed a mezzo deal with this company, European company called Personal Records, and they put that song on a compilation album, and it was released overseas.
Wow.
Yeah, it was released overseas. It was called Breakdancing, the compilation of a bunch of dance music. It wasn't brought back into the States until almost a year and a half later. And that's when Columbia Records, because all the DJs were playing it and they started playing it on the radio, Columbia Records came to us and we want to sign you. We got the deal then.
Wow.
That's amazing.
So that was all the way out in Europe, and then it was like out there doing its thing, and then you were blowing up here, and then they're like, we need that song too.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Because that was the song. Can you feel the beat within my heart?
Suk, you know I was in the club. You know I was DJing in the club, Suk. Can you feel it, baby?
I mean, that was it. I mean, that was all Full Force coming up with that production.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Oh,
yes.
my God.
That's wild.
And then you did the hooks and everything like that. Ooh,
I did everything.
Ooh,
I did all that.
Baby.
Wow. I mean, like,
everything. Yeah.
can you imagine the creative process that went in? And these guys were so young that, I mean,
making money. Good
like,
Lord.
I mean, owning the town on TV. What was that like? Lisa, did you even know what was hitting you when it was hitting you?
I'm going to say, no, I didn't. I just wanted to sing. I loved performing for people. So whatever we had to do, I had to do. I remember being on a tour bus and we would hit the stage, get right back on the bus and start traveling to the next city. 16-hour drives sometimes. We get to the next city. It would be 5 a.m. and I'd have to jump off the bus, get on a payphone to do interviews, drive straight to a mom and pop store to do in-store signing and stuff. I mean, I didn't know where it was going to go. It was just fun to me. I loved it.
It's great. And now, Lisa, it's got to be fun. I know you're going out on tour, but when you do the freestyle, like the little freestyle conventions where all you guys come, each do maybe 3-4 songs. But when you run into all those other, acts from, the 80s and 90s, that's got to be pretty fun, no?
it's amazing because I'm friends with all of them. We know each other. We grew up in the eyes of this business.
Yeah.
So we we hang out, we talk. To see them on the stage is great. See my cat back there?
Hey.
What's the name? What's the cat's name?
That's Zozo.
Zozo in the house.
Zozo, say hi, Zozo.
Zozo's like looking around.
Yeah.
You know what's so perfect? Zozo matches perfectly with the look.
Yeah.
You're out there with like Stevie B and those guys, right?
Yeah.
I love Stevie B.
Right.
Yeah, they're all great.
Oh my God.
And who's Betty D's been on the show?
I love her. She's
right?
so sweet.
Judy Torres.
Judy Torres has been on the show.
Oh,
so many
oh,
people.
the Queen Judy.
You know who I need to get TKA on this show in Lyme.
Not a problem.
we need those guys on the show.
TKA was everything.
So many hits, right?
Too many.
I was in school and they came in. KL came in my last year of high school.
Really?
Yeah, he's funny. Kay said, "I've known Kay forever."
Of TKA.
Yeah.
Yeah, from TKA. Yeah. Kay used to tell me. I remember when you used to come around the corner, from the hallways, and I would tell the guys, "Yo, there she is, and I'm like, "Why?" And let me tell you why.
The Lisas. That's so good. At least, is it true that you were offered a role in Coming to America and Eddie Murphy asked you to be in it and you said no? What? Why? Why would you do that?
I'm a real Latina when it comes to being a female. What happened was I got the script and I was married at that time.
Yeah.
And my then husband, hi Zozo.
Hi Zozo.
Look at him.
Hi Zozo.
That's so funny.
Just so you know, I work with a rescue. My sister and we work with a rescue. So I help out a lot of animals. So you're gonna see a lot. I love animals. Anyway, so what happened was I showed him the script and he saw that it was Eddie Murphy and he was like, "No, I don't want you to do this."
Really?
And me, the jerk that I was, I said, "Okay, I won't do it. I promise." I was being loyal.
Man, what was the role?
Did he think you were going to end up falling in love and fooling around with Eddie Murphy?
Yeah.
It might happen.
I'm keeping it real. That's exactly right.
Wow, that is amazing. And I bet you that's one of the regrets in your life that you regret not doing.
I do. I regret it, but it doesn't hurt. I mean, I did what I had to do.
Yeah. I mean, I
was being a wife, you know.
Yeah, you're being a wife and you're doing your thing. You were talking about your other passion being rescues. So how many animals do you have in the back?
In my home, I have 11 cats.
Wow, 11 cats.
Yeah, but we rescue. We can go anywhere from rescuing dogs to raccoons, possums.
Wow.
You know, all the neighborhood animals. Yeah, we hear. Yeah, we find out that there's stuff going. People call us and they tell us, "Can you go here and try to help this animal out?" And we do that.
Do they know that you're Lisa? That's crazy. I'm just gonna call Lisa up. I mean, you mean Lisa is coming to save the cat?
No, I put my hat on and just do what I do. My sister is the one basically that she goes and she gets the rescue. She loves to bottle feed babies. We'll get kittens from like 1 day old.
Wow.
You know, that something happened to the parent, the mom. And I love animals. I don't know.
So funny.
We work with All About Pets Rescue. That's what it's called.
So if we look at the hits, can you feel the beat? All cried out, head to toe.
Yeah.
Let the beat hit them. I wonder if I take you home.
I wonder if I take you home is a conversation, right? So that's the song behind the song. So, but I always want to know. All cried out. Was that
favorite?
over?
At least that's my favorite.
Was that over somebody? Was that written for somebody? Was that like
that was basically written by one of the guys from Full Force, and he just had this idea. he was going through something at the time. But I feel like when I heard the chorus of it, I was like, this is perfect, because I think basically all the girls that were in school when I was in school were going through this.
Right.
Lisa, give me a little chorus of All Cry. I make you do it every time you're on. I got to hear it.
This is your favorite song.
Little All Cried Out. Go ahead.
Okay. I gave you my love in vain. My body never knew such pleasure. My heart never knew such pain. And you leave me so confused. Now I'm all cried out over you.
Love it. I
Hold on.
love it.
Never wanted to see things your way. I had to go astray. Lisa, why was I such a fool?
I can't.
It's such a great song.
I mean, but you were talking about, like, because if we name the songs, Can You Feel the Beat, All Cried Out, Head to Toe, Let the Beat Hit 'Em, I Wonder If I Take You Home, Lost in Emotions. I mean, that was like, what, a decade of music right there. I mean, that's a decade of your life that you were on tour buses, signings, going from city to city. Wow.
I wouldn't change a thing. I loved it all. I think that was my experience. You know how they say you need to go into training? You need to go to school for your thing? My training was actually being on that stage, being out there with the public and learning my craft. And I wouldn't change a thing.
And now you back out, right? 2024, you're going like from the spring all the way into the winter time.
Yes, sir.
And you just, you're putting on shows left and right. Do you still you got it? That charge from the crowd it just got to be like a high every night, Lisa.
Always, always, always. Again, I live to be on that stage. That's what I love to do. And the energy that I get from the audience, that's everything. So like 2 seconds before I get on the stage, I'm sick to my stomach. I'm scared to death. Literally, I'm shaking and I start sweating. But once I get on the stage, it all goes away, because to me, it's home. It's home.
Yeah, and everybody, listen, the crowd is probably folks in their 40s and above, and they probably know the songs, and everybody's singing along with you, and it's got to be an incredible feeling.
It is, and I thank them all. But without the audience, without the fans, we old schoolers will not have a stage to perform on.
No, you're right. And also, it's just like that whole thing of like live music. There's something about live music, a live band, dancers, that whole performance.
I tour with a live band, So Disrespectful, and it's the band and the dancers, and it's awesome. That's how we originated. When I first started performing was with a band, and now I have my own thing going, and I live for that, because you can take the song, you can take it as far as you can and as you want, and just let people feel like they're in that moment again.
I just love it.
And you feel the beat within my heart.
And the set list, like, how do you go through the set list now that you didn't do back then? Like, how is it completely transformed?
I like to go through highs and lows. But the end always has to be the climax.
Yeah,
it's always going to be take you home.
That's what Suki always tells me.
It's always going to be take you home.
The end is the climax every time.
Yeah, that's the song that put me on the map. I got to do it.
Take you home.
I have to imagine that you still have to stay in fairly good shape to do what you're doing out there, right? I mean, you're going at least an hour and 15, hour and a half.
Yeah, vocally.
Yeah, we can do 90-minute shows if that.
Wow.
Yeah. I drink a lot of water. I have my tea. I like right before a show, I like to meditate. And with my singers, we do some breathing technique and
little prayer, little pre-show prayer.
Always right before the stage. Always
right.
Yeah. And I always thank my mom, who's always with me, because she's the one who told me, hey, if this is what you want to do, go for it.
Yeah.
It's incredible. It's incredible, right? She had 10 kids and she was able to empower you to go and find your own voice, your own rhythm in your own, in the world.
Absolutely. My mom was in a band when she lived in Puerto Rico. It was called a parranda. And she lived for music. She lived to sing. And they used to go from door to door. That's how they got paid. They got paid knocking on people's doors. Let me sing for you for a plate of food.
Wow.
That's how they did it. Yeah. So she always said, if this is what you want to do, Lisa, do it.
You know what's so funny was I was watching Jennifer Lopez's documentary. You know, it's kind of like the meta. You know, like it's kind of like a musical, but it's her life. And
yes,
there's a song that she wrote about her mother, like her mother not being able to live out her dreams, but you know, her dreams became my dreams. You know what I mean? And I think that's something that maybe happened to you through your mother. She had a passion for it, and therefore you're now doing what she couldn't do.
Yeah, rest her soul.
Yeah.
My mom, she used to lead the choir in church. And of course, because I come from a family of 10, I'm the youngest. And there were 7 girls and 3 boys, and all the girls were in the choir. All the girls were in the choir.
At least before you go, when you were you know, in the 80s, when you were just coming up and you were working at Benetton, who were the people that you liked to listen to when you were in your early 20s that were already on the radio and probably playing in that well-lit store you were working in?
Oh yeah, of course. I'm an old school head, so I listen to Stevie Wonder, anything Motown, and I was raised on salsa.
Yeah.
Oh, everybody
old
salsa.
stars. Yeah.
It's good stuff. Lisa, now you're going to be in the New York area too with the show, right?
I am actually. We're going to be at June. I think it's June 7th. We're going to be at Radio City.
Oh, wow.
Radio City on June 7th. Nice.
Yes, with Tony Touch. Tony Touch is heading that whole thing, and he has everybody on the stage. So,
so Radio City is where to be at, like in New
June
York City,
7th.
if you're in the area, June 7th.
That's the weekend of the Puerto Rican Day Parade, and I think after the parade, I'm planning a little private thing. Don't know where yet, but it's going to be a little private thing of new music. So.
Really? Excellent. All right. So we can expect new music coming out for you.
Absolutely. That is in the works right now. I'm recording all new music, and it's a little take on everything from the past. So,
I like that.
Lisa, where could people go to see your tour dates in their areas? You go around the country.
Go on my IG and Facebook, and in the bio, you could click on my website, and everything is there.
Love it. Lisa, ladies.
The great Lisa. Thank
Lisa,
you so much.
15 before you leave. Little I wonder if I take you home.
I wonder if I take you home, would you still be in love, baby? Because I need you tonight. Oh,
woo! Love it.
It's too easy for you.
Too easy.
Come on. Lisa, ladies and gentlemen, catch her in a theater or a stage show near you. Just check out the site. Go on her Instagram or Facebook. Lisa, we love you. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
I'm now every time I say Lisa, I'm going to be thinking about
Lisa.
the Lisas, and the Sukis.
That was the point. All right, Souk, do you?
You know when you got it, like you can't,
you think there's going to be this scientific explanation, this marketing explanation as to how they come up with Lisa, and they were just naming your boobs. It's as simple as that, and it's stuck. Please, thank you so much. I'm so glad you're still doing your thing. Beautiful as ever.
Yes, you're the best.
Thank you so much.
We so appreciate you being on the show, Lisa. We love you.
Take care, Lisa. Bye-bye. She's a legend, Suki.
No, she's fantastic. And you know what? The stories behind the stories. And the fact of the matter is, like back in the 80s, I mean, there was no avenue. It was like you walked around with a cassette.
Oh, yeah. You couldn't pop on or digital. Nothing.
You couldn't email somebody.
Nope. Send it on a phone.
Or create a page where you're singing on Instagram or TikTok.
Yeah. Well, you had to send the tape.
It was a tape. And
or CD.
Can you imagine the countless tapes that never got listened to?
Of course. Sit on a desk.
Yeah.
And that music executive was probably like, oh, I had this sitting on my desk. I never listened to it.
Incredible.
It's got to be thousands of stories like that.
That's what I'm saying.
Hey, guys, the Suki and Scott Show is coming right back. Don't move a muscle.
Another amazing guest here on this program. Action movie star Nina Bergman is here. Suki, not only is she
Nina's got some trickery up her sleeves.
She is not only an action star, and listen, she'll beat anybody's butt.
I think so.
I think she's a martial artist too. I got to ask her. She's also a model, an international model,
a singer,
and she's a singer,
singer-songwriter.
She's got music videos going. She's got it all going. Last time she was here, I got to be a couple of years now. She was in a movie called Hell Hath No Fury, where she was battling the Nazis, I believe, at the time. A one-woman show battling the Nazis. And this time she's got a movie out called Cold Meat. And I'm going to show you the trailer in a second. It looks absolutely fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, take a look at Cold Meat. Here's the trailer, and we'll bring Nina in on the other side. Take a look.
When I was a child,
Here you go.
my mother told me that humans are capable of the best and the worst.
I am not done talking!
She was wrong. Some are only capable of the worst. The natives have a legend about those people. A legend as old as the mountains of this region. They say that in time of famine, an evil spirit comes out of the woods to possess those who had cannibalized the flesh of their peers. It appears first in the dreams. But it's already too late for them. They're damned, condemned to become like it. A wandering soul seeking human flesh, always insatiable, never satisfied.
Wow.
Insatiable cold flesh.
I just, wow.
Nina.
Fantastic. Nina Bergman, how are you?
I'm very good. It's so good to see you too.
Suki, in the interest of full disclosure, Nina and I have been dating since the last show we had her on.
Let's put it out there.
Yeah,
Let's put it out
I
there.
just want everybody that we might as well say it.
We've become very good friends. Very good friends.
I thought we weren't doing that.
We're bi-coastal.
We're bi-coastal.
And, you know, she comes
she's
to New
doing,
York.
Yeah, when she's doing her thing in LA, she's doing her thing.
That's
and when
all. You know,
she's
I
in New
stop
York.
by once in a while.
I love it, Nina. It's so nice to have you back. I mean, this film looks, first of all, terrifying, and I just feel cold for you. Like, how cold were you when you were shooting this movie?
I was freezing. I mean, we shot in Canada, and it was freezing. But when we shot it, there was no actual snow falling down, and there was no wind. That we lucked out that the director is one of the best special effects artists in the business. So it was still cold, but the wind and the actual snow wasn't there.
Okay.
I love it. Neen, what's the synopsis of the movie?
Well, it's about Anna. You know, she works in that diner, single mother with a child, live with my mom. You know, like kind of down on her luck, and you know, she has an abusive husband, and she meet this wonderful man that comes into her diner, and you know, it's very hard to talk about this movie without giving it away. And then she meets this wonderful man, and then it doesn't turn out to be wonderful. And I think the beautiful thing is it's a psychological thriller. So the beautiful thing is that, you know, even though she's beaten down and, you know, down on her luck, she finds her strength.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Psychological thrillers always get to me.
Yeah.
You know, they always scare me because my own mind is a scary place to dwell.
Tell me about the lambs curries.
Exactly. Tell me about the lambs. That whole that is a whole other genre of thriller movies that I think are completely underrated.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Neen, when you were growing up, I know you grew up where in Russia, right?
I was born in Denmark, but my dad is Russian, so I studied at the Bolshoi Theater in Russia. So I spent most of my time in Denmark, but I did live in Moscow too to go to school.
Yeah, wow, it's amazing.
What is that like?
Yeah, was that you know what was that like being over there?
Depressing.
Was it depressing?
Yeah, the Russian people actually are very beautiful people when you live there, and very caring, beautiful people. But it was you know, Russia is a very you know, they don't have it very good over there. You know, I would go to school, I would watch a lady stand in line and wait for bread. You know,
Yeah.
guests waiting for bread in the morning. I would come home from school in the evening and she would still stand there and they would close the door. So she stood in line all day to buy bread. You know, it's a very hard country. As I said, I think it's one of those where the people are beautiful, but the circumstances in Russia are bad, even when I was there. It's
no kidding.
Yeah, that part hasn't changed.
Yeah, that part has not changed at all,
And
for sure.
as you're growing up, is action films or acting something you would always wanted to get into?
My grandfather, my Russian grandfather, was one of Russia's greatest actors.
That's
You know,
right.
he
That's right.
played
There, look, there he is.
Pavel.
He was in Pavel Kalashnikov, and he was, you know, Chekhov's protege. You know, that's why I did all those plays. I did The Cherry Orchard, and you know, I wanted to learn from him. So it was ingrained in me. And my dad was a professor at the Danish Film School, teaching, you know, filmmaking. So I was raised in it. But I was always, you know, a triple threat New Yorker. My dream was to do Broadway, you know, but yeah.
That's so good.
You always wanted to do Broadway. I mean, it's still not off the table, is it? Because we've got connections. We have a friend.
Yeah, we just had a recent show. James Iglehart was just here.
Yeah, yeah. He was the genie. He won the
In
Tony for
Aladdin, yeah,
Genie.
yeah,
He was in, and he's gonna reprise the role
There he is.
of Louis Armstrong.
Well, he's going to be playing Louis Armstrong in A Wonderful World.
That's coming up on Broadway.
And he was just in Hamilton, and yeah, he's huge.
And Spamalot. Yeah.
Oh my God! Look at that. Yeah, I mean, that's when I went to school. That's what I went to school for, and then you know, I was like 18, 19, and then I realized the people that play 18, 19 are like in the late 30s, early. So I couldn't really compete, and then you know, faith just kind of took me a different way, and you know, it's never too late, right? It's never too late.
Never too late. That's one thing that we've actually learned through all of these interviews is that really it's never too late. People continue to recreate. People continue to do things that you just marvel at, and you're like, wow, that's incredible that you're doing this at this age, or you know, at the capacity that you're in at this point. Yeah, it's amazing.
And when you know you read your bio, tell me if this is true, because one of them says, and I'm going to quote here: spent childhood running around Europe with Russian gypsy grandparents. Is that true?
Yes, my grandmother is a Russian gypsy, and she would perform, so I'd perform with her. So I started singing and performing, you know, at 4 years old.
Wow.
So that's why I don't really, you know, I can't cook, Scott, as you know.
That's one of the complaints I have about you, Nina. a lot of eating in restaurants for us.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
you're
don't
eating
have
a
any
lot
other
together.
talent.
Yes.
I know how to perform, and that's about it, you know.
That's fantastic. But why did you pick this genre of, like, you know, the physicality of the acting that's going on? It seems like, you know, the last time we were here, you were also in another physical
Hell
movie.
Hath No Fury. You
Hell
were
Hath
taking
No
on the
Fury.
Nazis, for God's sake.
And now we're here in Cold Meat, and you're still doing this real physical kind of performance.
Well, I never, you know, I didn't grow up thinking I want to be an action star and do these action movies. I think, you know, the business kind of dictates what you're cast in. You know, I just was cast this week in I'll talk about it soon, in a new one where I play a female warrior.
Oh.
And I think it's just, you know, because I had a pretty hard life growing up, and I became an amateur boxer to pay for NYU. You know, I was a boxer.
Yeah.
I related to hard rock music, and I ride motorcycles, and then all of a sudden I'm a badass or something. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah.
I think that qualifies for badassery. You know, boxer, motorcycle rider.
Suki, I told you.
I mean, yeah.
And I did, you know, I studied all different kind of martial arts, and I just, you know, I was, I don't know where it came from. And I think, you know, being an animal rights activist and doing undercover, and I always wanted to be a voice for the voiceless. Yeah, I just became this, I don't know. I related to those characters.
I love it
that way. You know, I related to those characters. Yeah. Assassin X, that's another one. She's another crazy one. Yeah.
No, you've been the Car, Road to Revenge, The Chemist. I mean, you've had a couple of them. And I mean, listen, Hell Hath No Fury was great.
Yes.
But you know, you also have this musical side to you.
Yes.
What is the group? Is it Letters from the Fire? Is that the name of the group?
Yeah, Letters from the Fire was my last band. Yeah, and I toured with them, but it was like having two lovers. I had to choose. I couldn't do both. You know, as you probably know, it takes a lot to be a singer with a band. You know, you promote a record and it's 3 to 6 months on the road, and you know, and then I would go away to do a movie, and my band would not like that.
Yeah.
I couldn't do I couldn't do both. I had to kind of choose, and then I felt like because of the music I did, it was like I was playing the same character. It's active rock, it's like hard rock, and it's you're kind of in a box.
Yeah.
Every time I tried to do something a little too creative, you know, I got shut down. So I felt like I was a little creatively stifled, and then I decided, I was like, Nina, you can't have two lovers. You got to pick one.
Yeah. Yeah. No, but it's interesting because there are actors who have bands, but it seems like when they're not, they're really putting lots of years into a band, and then they come back a couple of years later to do a movie. You know, it's not like, you know, like you were saying, the short time frame of months, you know, that probably doesn't work out. I mean,
you have the commitment to these other people that you make.
That's what I mean. My bandmates, you know, they hated me. I would go and shoot. I remember I shot the Doom movie. I was gone for months in Bulgaria, you know, and they just sit there and twirl their thumb.
Yeah, just waiting to come back. The one thing that's is so cool, because I see on Instagram all the time when you and I aren't hanging out. I see on Instagram, and I mean, this acting job, you have shots of yourself. Literally, you're all over the world doing this stuff.
I am, because I'm European. You know, I have a European passport, so it's easy for me to work over there. And you know, most of those movies I shot overseas. You know, I shot two Universal movies in Bulgaria. Oh, look at that! Thank you.
What was that?
I don't know. It's balloons.
Well, where'd those balloons come from?
I thought you sent them.
I guess we did. I guess we did. Or Butchie sent them. Somebody did.
Were they balloons? How do we even do that?
I have no idea where these came. My hands are completely off the computer.
Really?
It's something I did. You know, sometimes when you go like this, it gives you a thumb.
What is that? Wait. Oh, is that what? Yes.
What is that?
Yes,
I am not doing that.
No,
yes, you are.
No. Somebody showed me that recently, where if you do things on the camera, it'll do stuff. Yeah, I've seen that.
Wow,
that's incredible.
Yeah. It's are you on a phone or like an iPad or something?
I'm sitting here on my couch at home on my computer.
Yeah, that's very interesting.
It must have been your hand movements.
It's your hand movements. It's AI. It's very incredible.
You know what it didn't do? It didn't do this.
Oh my God, I've got ab envy.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What did that take to get those abs?
Nina, remember I took that picture of you when we were hanging out?
Yeah, thank you.
Beverly Hills Hotel. You remember that one?
Yes, right after we ate a veggie burger. That's right. I remember now.
Right after. Did you see her? I mean,
Lisa, Neen, I'm still on Lisa. Neen, how much working out do you do each week just to stay in shape? Even just to stay in shape for the action of the movies.
Yeah, for the roles.
Well, I'll share a secret. You know, it's all in the diet.
Yes.
In the
I've been
diet.
hearing more and more lately.
I don't work out like because I'm an actor. This is my instrument, so I try to kind of stay neutral. And then whenever I get a part, I will like gain weight, you know, shred whatever, and then I just do a little bit more. I'll just work out a little harder, and you know, I'm doing a 12-step program right now called Fierce and Vegan. They'll be out soon, and they will show you what I eat, what I do, because most of it is diet.
It's diet. I want
diet. So I created a 12-step program, so you can do it, and you know, it's food is habit.
We should see if we can do it.
Wait, so are you saying that brown sugar cinnamon Pop-Tarts not on that diet?
I'm so sorry.
No sugar on that.
I can't do it.
No, Fierce and Vegan is about an alkaline diet, so there's no sugar. I'm sorry, there's no chemicals, there's no acidity. There's, you know, it's
it's an alkaline diet, so it's about
no alkaline. Yeah, no alkaline.
Wow. No. You want to be alkaline. You don't want all the acidity. Oh wow, who's that?
That's me.
What happened?
That's about 50 years ago.
You Good.
That was him in camp.
Yeah, that was like circa 1983.
But you kind of look the same, actually.
Not
Suki,
really.
I tell ya.
I mean, the hair is a little different.
Hair's a little grayer. See, look, I've always been around good-looking women.
Okay. Oh, Nina, I gotta tell her the story behiund that one.
Okay.
His father, God rest his soul, that was his first birthday party. He took him to the Playboy Club.
Well, not first. I was about 11 years old there.
That explains everything.
Yeah, it's never around. I grew up, but I'm still the same kid.
The mind still goes there, Nina. The mind is still there.
That's why you two are so great, because you balance each other out.
Yeah.
Yes,
people blame all their issues on their childhood. Well, I don't have any issues. I just, I blame all of my, my female envy on my childhood.
Your father.
Parents.
His dad. I don't know what that was like to go to New York City's Playboy Club. Like in the 70s.
That was in New Jersey.
Oh, it was in Jersey.
In Vernon Valley. It was the Playboy Hotel. One of my cousins was the head of food service there. So my parents surprised me. And next thing I know, I got a whole night of Playboy bunnies around me. By the way,
a big chocolate cake.
Yeah, by the way, the women in those pictures are literally in assisted living now.
Because that's how old the picture is.
Yeah, that's an old picture.
That's so funny.
But yeah,
It's funny.
It never ends.
That's so
It
funny.
never ends.
That's so funny.
Nina, I got to imagine, when you see the final product of these movies, right?
Yeah.
And you even when you're watching that trailer, you probably don't even remember half the things that are in it. You probably got to be like, man, you know what? That was pretty good.
That was good.
You look like I don't know what goes on yet because I still have to see it, but you look kind of like you could be a pretty scary character in that movie and in that guy's rear view mirror there.
Yes. I mean, my character is not scary, but what I got to experience doing that movie, my character has a daughter, and what I learned, I don't have kids, but I have siblings. What I learned is, when you have a daughter, you get a superpower. When you have a child, I think something happens to women, and we became stronger than we get this superpower. And that's what happens to her, because she needs to get back to her daughter, and she finds her inner strength. Even though she doesn't have it, she finds it. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what's so beautiful about this movie is, she has to get back to her daughter, and she has to dig inside of herself and pull something out of herself that she didn't know she had. She becomes a badass.
Yeah, you've got that revenge look.
Yeah. And I think all women have that capability in them.
Yeah.
To dip into that superpower when they need to put them in their place.
Yes.
Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned.
I know. I don't know why I get those parts. I have, the next one that's coming out too. It's the same thing. It's like these women, and then they find their strength.
I love it. And Nina, do you go through an agent still? An agent will call you and say, hey, so-and-so wants you, or you do a lot of this stuff on your own?
I have an agent, I have a manager, and then like this particular movie called Meat, the director and the producers saw me in Hell Hath No Fury, and they really liked what I did, and there was something in there that spoke to them, so that was a direct offer. And then sometimes I audition, it all varies. A lot of auditions.
You love auditions? Is that what you just said?
No, I've learned to love them. It's like some of them, when they're great, I get to live in those characters' shoes, even if it's just for a short time. I've learned to love it because it's such a big part of the process.
Well, what was interesting during COVID and everything, they were saying that people were just auditioning on tape, and just kind of like submitting it. Is that still the mode of operations?
Right? Yeah, most of the auditions is on tape now. And all the producer sessions and everything, like I just did last week, a chemistry read, and it's all online.
That's incredible. Can you believe that?
Yeah, no more sitting in those rooms with like 12 other
and waiting
actors
for people.
Yeah, I like that. I miss that.
Yeah, I remember
your competition. And
one time I went on an audition for something, a commercial for hosting or what. I don't even remember what it was. I just remember I walked, and I'm not like an audition guy. I just thought it was a goof. I was going to go and have some fun. And I walked in, and there were literally, I think I counted like 11 guys who looked exactly like I did. Little gray hair, my age, with the sport jacket. I'm like, oh shit, man, what? How about who? And it was just so, and everybody's sitting there reading their lines, and
Oh boy,
I'm like, and everybody's so serious, and it's quiet, and I'm like, hey, what's up, guys?
but
we all look alike.
But I gotta imagine that whole process is a sense of camaraderie where you meet other people,
same people all the time,
yeah,
right?
who are doing a similar thing.
Yeah, I mean, it becomes like you see the same people. You know, when you've been doing it for a second, you meet the same people. You all become friends, and you know, a lot of the girls I'm friends with because it's always, you know, we always up against each other. But I think the beautiful thing nowadays is the competition is gone. Everyone just, you know, I get one, she gets the other one. It's like there's no competition, and I feel like at this point, everyone is just kind of supporting each other.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that because that's real badassery amongst women. You know what I mean? Where you get to support somebody doing something that you would love to do, but you know you have the grace enough to like bow down and say, "Oh, you got the role for a reason." And I love that. I love that. That's amazing.
That's how it is now. That competition, I think, well, I don't know when. Yeah, that's not there. It's like from my experiences, a lot of we just help each other. You know, it's so damn hard. You know, when somebody finally, you know, books something, it's like, yay!
It is, yeah.
I love it.
You're so shocked, right? And it's the ones that you didn't think you did very well on that are usually the ones you end up getting.
Yes.
Right?
Always.
You leave and you're like, oh, I nailed that. Nobody calls you. But the ones you're like, oh, they hated me. You get the call.
I know.
It's weird.
I know that, but that's, you know, that's part of the fun too. You never know. You know, you never know what's going to happen. You know, I have one that's like in India and Australia, and then, you know, you just never know where it takes you.
It's great.
I know. I love that. I'm so jealous that you get to travel the world and do what you love.
Hollywood actress life.
What's next up for you, Nina?
Oh, well, so I have this one that I'm dying to talk about it.
Okay. But you can't.
Just whisper. No one will hear you.
Choosing Canada.
Okay.
So I'll probably leave here in about a month, and I play a female warrior. It's a fantasy movie. So that one is next. And then I have a motorcycle movie that I worked on for a long, long, long time where I play an adrenaline junkie that I'm very excited about, that I'm doing after. And then if everything goes well, because everything got pushed in the strike, if everything goes well, I'll do the one in Australia and India.
Oh, wow.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Australia and India. And that just wraps up the year.
I should be prepared to be coming to Australia. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. You can you come to India too.
Make sure have the producer will send me tickets like usual.
Oh, the usual. Okay, first class. I'll make sure.
I don't think he can handle India.
Oh,
he's too delicate.
I'm a flower.
He's a delicate.
So Cold Meat came out last month?
Yeah, it just went on streaming services. Yeah, just like 2 weeks ago? Not even, and we get amazing reviews. I have to say the reviews is you know, the trailer and the poster does not really represent it. I think when people watch it, they'll be positively surprised. We've got amazing, as I said, reviews. I just had a private screening. They had a screening at Fright Fest, a premiere, the big premiere, end of 2023, but there was an actor strike. So me and David Leitch, my co-star, were not able to attend or promote it. Or he was there, but he couldn't watch the movie. We couldn't do the red carpet. We couldn't promote it. So it's been a little funny the way it's been promoted because of the strike, kind of.
Well, listen, I know you guys got great. You guys were like winners at the the International Film Festival in Portugal, right? You did very well there.
Yeah.
And it's called So it's called Cold Meat.
Yes.
And it's on demand on all the streaming services. You just you go on your TV now. You search whatever you want.
Yeah, and they'll show up.
Just put in Cold Meat and check. I'm gonna do that this weekend.
Yeah,
Suk. I got a little. It's gonna rain here in New York this weekend.
Just enjoy yourself.
Nina, thank you so much. You are just an absolute pleasure. Dating scene in LA, anything happening?
Well, if we are gonna be honest, I mean, I met somebody.
Oh, Jesus. What?
I'm so happy for you. That's great.
I mean, I gave up on love because it was too complicated with us. It was like back and forth and
I know
back.
it's tough.
Forth.
It's tough.
I know, but you know what?
It's tough.
It's tough being back and forth. But
It
you know
is.
what? She's found somebody and she's happy now.
All right, serious, long time, couple months, what?
Are we being completely honest here?
No, we want you to lie.
He wants you to lie to him. Let him down softly.
No, you can be honest with us.
I've been cheating on you for like 3 years, but I couldn't commit because I
3 years, Mike.
yeah, but I wasn't sure about him because I was going slow because, you know, I just got out of a relationship. He was ending a relationship and it was going very slow. And I just, you know, I'm jaded when it comes to love. I don't believe in it anymore. You know, so I was kind of jaded, but then I think
now you believe again.
It just was just there. And in the end, I just couldn't fight it anymore because I was jaded. I was like, I'm going to marry my career. I'm here for the animals. I'm going to give up on love. And then it just kind of
and that's how it happens, Nina.
Yeah.
Just when you think it's not going to happen, it just slaps you in the face.
That's
and goes,
what happened. I didn't even want it. I was like, I want to live by myself. I want to be single. I want to focus. I really want to, you know, have my affair with Scott and go back and forth and whatever.
Yeah, listen, if I wish you the best of luck, but if it doesn't work out, just let me know.
I'm just a plane right away.
I'm always here for you, Nina.
But Scott, how come you can't? Like, I'm so curious. You're in New York. Like, some of the coolest women are New Yorkers.
Well, are we being honest?
Yeah, I was just honest.
Listen, I didn't tell you this, but I've been married for like 25 years now.
It's a shot.
Yeah,
he's been married for 25 and
he's
got 2 kids.
Yeah, you should have used that tracking device on my phone. You would have known.
Where's your ring, Scott? Where's your ring?
Oh, I lost it.
Oh.
I actually, you know what? Oddly enough, I did keep it for like 23 of those 25 years. One day I woke up and I was like, my ring's gone.
You lost it in Nashville in that drunken bar.
I may have lost it in Nashville in a.
No, I had it in my suitcase.
Did I leave it in your place?
It's out. That was yours.
That's my ring.
Shoot.
It's either there or in mud wrestling in Nashville. I don't know.
Mud wrestling in Nashville. Oh, I love you
You
guys.
went mud wrestling, right?
All right. So before we go, in all honesty,
yes.
If this person you're seeing asked you tomorrow, would you marry me? What's the answer?
I mean, okay, it's complicated. Are we being honest?
Yes.
Okay. He's separated, so he's going through the divorce. So I can't marry him.
Okay. All right.
We're all in the same boat.
We're all in the same boat. Yes, we're all in it together.
Yeah,
it's okay.
You know, it's messy. That's what I'm learning. I'm like, you know,
life is messy.
Life
is messy, but it's okay.
Like, why would the universe make me fall in love with someone who's going through this?
It's okay.
But then again, Scott, you're married, so
could have been. It could always be worse, Nina. You know that.
Yeah.
Our relationship is what kept my marriage going. Don't you know that?
25 years.
25 years.
Yes, and we have to thank you for that, Nina.
Not 45, 25. Nina Bergman, ladies and gentlemen. The movie's called Cold Meat. You got to go check it out. All your streaming services. And looks like a good one. Nina, you're the best. You got such a cool career. And listen, just keep doing what you're doing. Continued success.
And come back on the next project.
Yeah, when you're done with the next one,
yeah, because you couldn't really talk about it. Come back.
No, yeah, this one is like, I think you two are going to love it. I think it's right up your alley.
Oh, it's going to be great.
Yeah.
I got to check out Cold Meat this
Cold
weekend.
Meat is cool. It's a very, very well written, crafted. It feels like a play because you guys are New Yorkers and you're educated and you're going to get this one.
Him, not so much.
Suki, you're going to get it.
Okay, I'll get it. Thank you.
Nina,
Thank
we
you,
love
Nina.
you, pal. Thank you so much. Take care.
What a great
girl. Beautiful, Sue.
Oh, she's just so funny.
Yeah, she's great.
And she's just, I just love that she just plays along with us so much. You know what I mean?
Suki,
she makes you feel good.
Listen, here's the thing.
Thanks, Nina.
We make it seem like we're goofing around. It's one of those things. It's a psychological.
It's another psychological thriller.
Yes. You pretend you're fooling around, but you're really serious.
Not.
Yes. Don't you know that by now?
Okay, Nina.
Just one more time. Just one more time.
Butch is enamored
like,
with the shot.
Because no one's ever had a body like that, ever.
Some good abs.
Those are crazy abs.
That vegan diet.
And you know what no, it's alkaline.
Oh, right.
Alkaline. No.
She said alkaline's good or bad?
Alkaline's good.
Oh, it
she's
is good?
An alkaline, rich, a balanced body. I don't know
Really?
what that means, but she's going to have a book out. We probably should have her talk about it because people are fascinated with how somebody can get their physique to that level. I mean, it's incredible.
Didn't you date a guy named Alkaline?
Alkaline, yes, no. He gave me some Alka-Seltzer.
You're my fantasy girl, Suki. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you again so much for joining us. Go check out Cold Meat. It looks like a great thriller. We're going to be back again next time. We've got more celebrities lined up, more entertainers, more performers, more comedians. We got it all going on, Suk.
Yeah, and as always, we got to thank you for your support for tuning into the Suki and Scott Show. It is our pleasure to bring you these interviews. They're a little off camera. They're a little
fun.
A little bit of everything.
Just a little fun. We do nothing serious here. We love you. Mwah, enjoy, and we'll see you back next time. Have a great time.
Bye.
I'm amazed. After going through, you stopped me, but then you said, no, I want to go more. Not just 1 card more, 4 cards more until we stopped right here on the 9 of diamonds. If you'd gone 5 cards more, it'd be the 5 of diamonds, or one more, the 10 of diamonds, or the 8 of hearts. Could have been any of these. You stopped right on the 9 of diamonds. What's amazing is before the show, I asked someone to place something under your desk, Suki. You don't know about this. Take a look under the desk. See if you can find something. Hold it up, maybe a piece of paper. Yes!
It says,
Please,
Suki and Scott, please open.
Jeff, put that up full screen for a second.
Let's take a look. What does it say?
Put this there.
Suki and Scott, open.
Okay.
Okay, let's see it.
Ready?
What is it? Oh my
9 of diamonds. Touche.
No
This
way.
is awesome.
Get out of here.
I said 4 more, too.
4. If only you had said 6 more. Oh my goodness. 9 of diamonds.
9 of diamonds.
Jeff, go up close with that again.
You got it. 9 of diamonds. That's crazy. That is crazy.
First of all, who put this under the desk?
That is not your handwriting.
No,
is that?
that's
not,
me.
That's not your
I
handwriting.
never met this guy.
What the heck? Were you in here?
So that's just a taste of the mysteries that await. But it is.
We're the only ones here, by the way.
I want to try something. What's up?
There's nobody else in the studio.
Hey guys, the Suki and Scott Show is coming right back. Don't move a muscle.
It is the 80s lyrics quiz. Name that tune. Light it up.
Here we go. The first one.
Scott, I can name that tune in 2 notes.
Lay it on me, Sue.
It's Crazy Train
Oh.
by... No, it is.
Ozzy.
Ozzy.
Yeah, no,
yeah.
I was saying, ooh.
I thought you were saying...
No.
I thought you were like, I'm wrong. I was like, no, I'm not wrong.
Crazy. That's how it goes.
Exactly.
No, that was perfect. All right, here's song number 2.
Okay.
They told him,
Don't you ever come around here. Don't want to see you, Lizzie, better disappear.
The fire's in your eyes.
And the words are really clear. Just beat it, Michael Jackson. Just beat it.
That's how good she is. That's
Yes.
how easy it is. Go ahead, number 3.
Next.
I think it's Back in Black.
I
hit the
did.
sax.
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
That's what I said. I screamed it.
Little
You
AC,
can't- you-
AC/DC
You
coming
can't.
at you.
You cannot not scream that song.
I know.
Okay.
All right, here's number 4.
Okay, this one might be a little harder, but maybe not. Okay.
It's Cat Scratch Fever.
Is that Cat Scratch Fever?
No, do you know me to do it again?
No, do it again.
Do it
That
again.
wasn't Cat
I thought that was Cat
That sounds like Van Halen. Is that Van Halen?
No.
Oh, Suki, she's got.
Is this Iron Maiden?
Play a little more, Ash. Give me a little more. Let me hear.
Here you go.
It's oh, you're killing me. I can't. It's not coming to me.
Wait. I know it. Dun, 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 dun.
I'm gonna be mad when we.
I know. Wait.
Take a guess. Throw it out. Throw it out. 5 seconds. Suki, 5 seconds. Ash, what is it?
It's a Wild Side by Motley Crue.
Oh, the Wild Side.
Motley Crue.
Motley
yeah,
Crue.
I didn't do a lot of Motley Crue back in the day.
I knew it.
But I knew that. So yeah.
All right, you get keep going. Go ahead.
I wasn't part of the crew. I don't know.
I know this song. I can't think of this one either.
If this is like, she's
killing
lost
us.
me. You
She's got
lost me
us.
on that.
We're going to be 50% on this.
I
test.
know, and I knew that Motley Crue
Ash,
song
what is
too.
that one?
That one is The Trooper by Iron Maiden.
Oh, my husband's going to the Iron Maiden tour. Okay.
Is there one more?
I never listened to Iron Maiden either.
Yeah, she's not an Iron Maiden.
Okay, here's the last one. It's a bit of a cleaner tone, so.
Edge woman, take it slow. And then it's Patience by Guns N' Roses.
Yeah.
You did it.
You did it. We got it.
We were over 50%.
Thank
we were
God.
over 50%. We were 4 out of 7.
I mean, a lot of Motley Crue fans are going to be very disappointed in us, Ash. Very. I mean, and we both knew it too.
Hey guys, the Suki and Scott Show is coming right back. Don't move a muscle.
Happy came over to visit while Positive waited in the car. Sad opened the door. Misery yelled from upstairs, "Who's that?" Sad said it was Happy. Misery said let Happy in and whoever else wanted to come because Misery loves company. Happy entered the house and immediately developed a headache and became sleepy after giving Sad advice. As Sad drank from a half-empty cup and Happy drank from a half-full cup, Misery listened on. Happy became more and more sick. Happy's stomach started to hurt. Happy was in a toxic environment. As a result, Happy ran to the window to get Positive's attention, but noticed Positive drove away. Happy turned around highly upset and started cursing and using countless profanities. Happy was stranded. Misery looked on in amazement, and Sad nodded in agreement at Happy's rant. Misery approached Happy and showed Happy to the guest room where Happy could stay because Misery loves company. Happy was thankful and noticed negative was engraved on the guest room door.
Wow.
Wow.
Jesus. That was good.
That is way too much for her.
Thank you.
Good night, everybody.
That is...
Think of August when the trees were green. Don't think about the way things might have been. Think of me waking, silent and resigned. Imagine me trying too hard to put you from my mind. Think of me, please say you'll think of me. Whatever else you choose to do, there will never be a day when I won't think of you.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. I mean, you are sheer talent.
That's
I mean,
amazing.
We've had people come on here like, I haven't warmed up my voice yet.
Yeah.
I'm not ready to do this.
I think I got
I've
some-
goosebumps.
The fruits of summer fade, they have the season so dewy. But please promise me that summertimes you will think. Oh, 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 oh,
Suki, that,
You are breathtaking.
Amelia, that's pretty good.
Breathtaking.
Pretty good,
Good
you.
morning, by the way. It's morning where I am, so I'm just like, woo.
Hey guys, the Suki and Scott Show is coming right back. Don't move a muscle.